Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel Learning with Aisha. In today's video, we are diving deep into the world of poetry. Whether you are a student or just someone who loves literature, understanding poetry can enrich your reading experience. But what exactly is a poem and how do we analyze it? Stick around, and by the end of this video, you will be able to break down any poem like a pro. Let's have a little intro of poetry. Poetry is a powerful art form that allows us to express our thoughts and feelings in a unique and evocative way. Understanding the basics of poetry writing is crucial for crafting impactful poems. Unlike prose, poetry often relies on rhythm, rhyme, and imagery to convey meaning. Analyzing a poem involves looking beyond the surface to understand the deeper meaning. Here's a step by step guide to help you get started. First, read the poem more than once. The first reading gives you a general sense, while subsequent readings allow you to catch details you might have missed. Second step is to identify the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme refers to the pattern of rhyming words at the end of each line. For example, if the first and second line rhyme and the third and fourth line rhyme, the rhyme scheme is AABB. Step number 3 is to look for figurative language. Figurative language includes similes, metaphors, personification, and more. These devices add layers of meaning and can help you understand the poet's intent. Step number 4 is to determine the mood and tone. Mood refers to the atmosphere of the poem, while tone is the poet's attitude towards the subject. Is the poem cheerful, melancholic, or hopeful? The mood and tone can provide insight into the theme. Last step is to identify the theme and central idea. The theme is the underlying message or main idea of the poem. What is the poet trying to convey? This is often a reflection of broader human experiences or emotions. Let's put what we've learned into practice by analyzing a well known poem, A Poison Tree by William Blake. So, first of all, read the poem aloud with a calm and reflective tone. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. My wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles and with soft, deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning, glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. Poems are made up of many key elements. Let's explore what they are. Title is the name of the poem. The person who has written the poem is known as a poet or an author. Verse is one line of poetry. A group of verses is known as stanza. The gap found between two stanzas is known as space. The repetition of syllables, typically at the end of a verse, is known as rhyme. Rhyme scheme is the pattern at the end of each verse or line in poetry. For example, friend and rhymes AA, foe, grow, rhyme BB. So this poem follows a consistent AABB rhyme scheme in each stanza. There are multiple poetic devices which are used in this poem. The wrath is personified as it is told and grows like a living being. In the same way, when we talk about alliteration, and I sunned it with smile, so here we can find out that the sound of sir is repeated. Now look at the verse, till it bore an apple bright. The apple symbolizes the culmination of suppressed anger and deceit. The word my wrath is repeated to emphasize the growing anger of the poet. If we talk about the imagery, so the vivid images like watered it in fears, sunned it with smile, and bore an apple bright create a visual representation of the anger growing. The poem contrasts the outcomes of expressing anger versus suppressing it, leading to different consequences. The speaker's happiness at the end is ironic because it results from the death of his foe, highlighting his satisfaction derived from revenge. Let's analyze the poem by answering some questions. My first question is, who is the speaker, the persona? My second question is, what do you think is the significance of the title, A Poison Tree? Do you think the poison tree is a metaphor for something? So the answer of first question, the speaker of the poem is the poet himself. And the second question, the poison tree is a metaphor for the poet's anger, which he helped grow by bottling up his feelings of anger instead of letting them out. Here's another question. What do you think the poem is about? Sum up the central idea of the poem. This is very important question. Mostly this type of question or these. Here is another question about the central idea. What do you think the poem is about? Sum up the central idea of the poem. Or what is the mood and tone of the poem? These two questions are very important. They are usually the part of your examination, your assessment. So let's see how to answer them. The speaker contrasts how he handles anger towards a friend versus an enemy. With a friend, he expresses his feelings openly, resolving the issue. However, with an enemy, he withholds his emotions, allowing the anger to intensify. This heightens or highlights the distinction between trusting friends with honest communication and withholding truth from adversaries. If we talk about the mood of the poem is dark and uneasy, while the tone is calm at first but becomes more vengeful and sinister as the poem progresses. Here are some open-ended questions, and I would love to have your answers in the comment section. So let's see how many of you are answering. The questions are, do you have personal experiences that resonate with the poem's theme of anger and relationship? How do you typically handle feelings of anger towards a friend? What strategies do you use to cope with anger towards someone you consider an adversary or an enemy? I hope that you all will answer all these questions in the comment box. Thank you so much for joining us on this poetic journey. I hope this video helps you appreciate and analyze poetry with confidence. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more literary explorations. Until next time, happy reading. Goodbye.